Fishing news is brought to you by Okuma and The Real Seat at 707 Union Avenue in Brielle. Gear up for spring trolling with expert wireline installation and a full selection of mojos, plugs, and bunker spoons.
You know, someone asked me the other day if there were any school-sized stripers along the Delaware River. Apparently he saw some Facebook posting that said the 30-inchers had not yet arrived on the Delaware. Well, perhaps we're talking to the wrong people here at the Fisherman Magazine, because the guys that I'm speaking with from the southwest coast along the Delaware, well, maybe they are just not able to get their bloodworms down through the cows to reach those schoolies. I'm Jim Hutchinson with a New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman Magazine, and by all accounts the Delaware River bite is on fire, folks. From Salem County up north, bloodworms continue to score monsters like this 43.5-inch 41-pounder by Mike Morgan over the weekend. Now, Mike's from Paulsboro, New Jersey, and he's been fishing the river all this week, actually. He checked in with us over the weekend, but he has got the week off from work. So I imagine the next time I talk to Mike, he's got some better reports for me. Mint Diggity Davis is another one. He's been putting his time in on the Delaware River. Has been finding fish all over the place, north of the Commodore Barry Bridge, and also scored this one from shore, another 41 on bloodworm that he also released. Now, I would remind you folks fishing on the Delaware that stripers must be released. That's from the stretch upstream side of the Calhoun Street Bridge in Trenton, downstream to the Salem River and its tributaries there. Now, if you're using natural baits, bloodworms, for example, you got to use a circle hook as well. We are releasing those fish by law because they're spawning. So until May 31st, that is the rule, the regulation, the law. And if you're catching some of those fish anywhere along the Jersey coast now and they're sagging with eggs, remember, those fish are spawning. So if you catch one of those big spawning females, do let them go wherever, whenever, and however possible. We're getting some more reports from the South Jersey area. In fact, checking in with Sea Isle Bait and Tackle this week, they said Captain Joe Hughes had fish behind Sea Isle this week. He had 3 stripers on the jig up to 28 inches and also happened to get a wayward summer flounder in the mix as well. Don't you wish we can summer flounder fish in April? Geez, in the beginning of May would be nice. We still don't know anything about summer flounder, folks. Had a meeting with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection last week. Commissioner Martin told me that you got to wait until May. They're going to do that appeal with the ASMFC sometime in May. You can find the full story on that at thefisherman.com. When we look at that fish from Captain Joe Hughes, it's good to see what I hope are the first runs of ocean fish coming into the back bays and also along the front. We jump up to Long Beach Island, and Sue and the folks at Surf City Bait and Tackle have had people out this week enjoying some sunny weather and catching the first shorts in the sun on clams along the LBI beachfront. We're finding out similar reports from Seaside, Island Beach, up into northern Ocean County as well. John over at Betty and Nick's had a customer Wednesday morning enjoying that beautiful start of the day on Wednesday, reporting 3 bass, 1 flounder in front, Island Beach on bloodworms. Now, I speak about winter flounder, of course. That action is on. John at the Real Seat says winter flounder action has been pretty darn good all over the Point Pleasant area, down along the Barnegat Bay from Maniloking down to Toms River and Island Heights. In fact, Nick Honicheski rubbing it in, sending me this photo the other day. He said he made quick work of that 2-fish bag limit on winter flounder in the Barnegat Bay, presumably outside of Oyster Creek. Now, I've not forgotten you Raritan guys. Of course, the striper bite is intensifying up along the Raritan as well. Phil at the Tackle Box in Hazlitt said the water temperatures up there along the bay shore finally starting to get up where we want them. Joe Delgado actually brought the first keeper of the 2017 season into the Tackle Box earlier this week, a 14-pounder that he waded into, caught that on clam along the bay shore. Now I'm finding out some of the boats too. They're also finding their first keepers. Rick Warner and Anthony Coluccio have been getting it done this week. They had Ken Waddell out after first finding keepers over the weekend just outside of Lawrence Harbor using clam. So it's good to see the striped bass bite intensifying throughout the range. Don't forget, the New Jersey Tautog fishery for April is open again through the end of the month. Many boats in the central and North Jersey area are getting out there on the Tautog grounds, like the Carolyn Ann 3. They were out there this weekend, had a pick of fish. I did find out that some boats are finding some double-digit weight catches of tog, so it's only a matter of time before people stumble into some big hogs out there at the wrecks, while the folks in Atlantic City at One Stop Bait and Tackle said they've got their first reports of blackfish over at some of the Atlantic City jetties as well, so that's definitely worth a look. And signs indicate maybe it might be time early to look along the sod banks and bridge structure as well. If you get some green crab or maybe luck into some white legger. Also in the back bay, find the clam is equally effective in the back, especially this time of year as those fish are on the spawn. Now don't forget, this weekend in New Jersey, it's the opening of the New Jersey trout fishery this Saturday, April 8th. Tim Long, he tells me there are plenty of trout out there. Round Valley produced a good fish for him just the other day. He was using a marshmallow and pink worm. Of course, for you folks looking for a heck of an activity for the family, I would remind you about the Shark River Surf Anglers. They have their annual event at Spring Lake this Saturday, April 8th, open to kids of many, many ages. A lot of great prizes to give away. You can find out all the details on that great tournament. It's in the April edition of the Fisherman Magazine. You subscribers, you've got that on the coffee table someplace. It was out a couple of weeks ago. It's on newsstands right now. We've got the full rundown on that tournament, all kinds of events in April. If you're looking to get out on the trout grounds, Tom Pagliaroli has the full trout stocking rundown in the state of New Jersey. So that is in the April edition. Of course, you subscribers, I say it's on the coffee table because you've already got the print edition for the week as well. That's right, folks, we're back on the weekly schedule. Subscribers are getting the weekly reports and a weekly supplement every week. You got to subscribe to the Fisherman to get that. Otherwise, you're getting the weekly forecast right here. Our weekly forecast for the weekend, it says this: trout opening, plenty of tog out there, and yes, the stripers are coming alive. We still have not gotten our first bluefish report. I'm hoping that maybe in next week's report we have something on the choppers. But until next week, catch them up this weekend and join us for all the action over at thefisherman.com.
The fishing news is brought to you by Okuma and The Real Seat at 707 Union Avenue in Brielle. Gear up for spring trolling with expert wireline installation and a full selection of mojos, plugs, and bunker spoons.